Hi everyone, welcome back to osteology classes of skull. Today we will learn about interior of base of skull, otherwise called as intracranial cavity, which is the appearance of base of skull after removing the skull cap from inside. So appearance of base of skull from inside after removing the skull cap. Further, we can divide this cranial cavity into three parts. So, cranial cavity, if we see here, it is naturally demarcated into three parts. No need to draw any imaginary lines to divide it. The three parts are anterior, middle and posterior cranial fossae. First, we shall begin with the anterior cranial fossa. So, have a look here, anterior cranial fossa, which is present anteriorly, and on each side of this fossa it is formed by roof of the orbit, and in the midline anteriorly it forms the roof of the nasal cavity. Let's see the features of this part one by one. We know now anterior cranial fossa, on each side it is formed by the roof of the orbit. So the roof on each side it is formed by orbital process of frontal bone and lesser wing of sphenoid. Observe this lesser wing of sphenoid. It forms the posterior border of anterior cranial fossa on each side. So posteriorly, lesser wing of sphenoid bone is here, and on each sides of this fossa it is limited by the frontal bone. Moving on to the features of midline of anterior aspect, we could see a sieve-like plate, means a plate of a bone having holes in it or perforations in it. This plate is cribriform plate of ethmoid, which forms the roof of nasal cavity. So these perforations transmit 15 to 20 olfactory filaments. So if we see the midline of cribriform plate of ethmoid, we can see like an upward tooth-like projection, which is a sharp projection called as crista galli. Crista galli means coxcomb in Latin. Anterior to the cribriform plate of ethmoid, there is a deep depression called as foramen cecum. Cecum means blind. So it is a blind foramen. Usually it is closed. Occasionally this foramen may be patent. If it is patent, it transmits emissary vein. What we are seeing anteriorly is the posterior surface of frontal bone. The midline elevation of frontal bone is frontal crest. This frontal crest and crista galli both together provides attachment to the anterior part of falx cerebri. And if we closely observe, along the anterior margin of cribriform plate of ethmoid, there are openings on each side, which are the anterior ethmoidal canals. Anterior ethmoidal canal transmits anterior ethmoidal nerves and vessels. Similarly, there are posterior ethmoidal canals along the posterior margin of cribriform plate of ethmoid. Posterior ethmoidal canal transmits posterior ethmoidal vessels. Posterior to the cribriform plate, we can see a smooth bony surface where the ethmoid articulates with the sphenoid, which is called as jugum sphenoidale. So this smooth jugum sphenoidale, which is limited posteriorly by a faint sulcus called as sulcus chiasmatis. Now we shall talk about on each side of anterior cranial fossa. It appears to be very irregular due to the impressions of sulci and gyri. So sulci and gyri of brain makes an impressions that gives irregularity to the anterior cranial fossa. Posterior border, we know it is formed by the lesser wing of sphenoid on each side. This lesser wing is related to sphenoparietal sinus and lateral sulcus, which is also called as Sylvian sulcus of cerebral hemisphere. So lateral sulcus of brain is related, and sphenoparietal sinus, which is a dural venous sinus, it is also related to lesser wing of sphenoid. Now if we trace this lesser wing of sphenoid, medially it ends as a tooth-like projection, a small tooth-like projection, which is called as anterior clinoid process. Anterior clinoid process receives attachment of free margin of tentorium cerebelli. Tentorium cerebelli is a fold of dura mater which separates the cerebellum from rest of the brain. So anterior free margin of this tentorium cerebelli attaches to anterior clinoid process. And if we see the picture of tentorium cerebelli, so the rest of the anterior free margin which is present in between the anterior clinoid process makes a notch called as tentorial notch, which is related to midbrain of brainstem. So these are the important features of anterior cranial fossa.